What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock, what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to do some in-depth technical analysis and give you guys my price prediction for tomorrow based off what the charts are showing and based off what the data is suggesting. I'm also going to break down what the data is showing for Tesla as well, and what's the man, the myth, the legend Elon Musk just put on his Twitter page, which really shows the progress Tesla has made over the last couple of years. Now, before I break anything down about Tesla, before I give you guys my price prediction and talk about why on earth Tesla may have a breakout for tomorrow, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take any of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. Not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed 12 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you could always sell these 12 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some Tesla shares for free. It's a limited time offer. Offer ends in just 1 week. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So Tesla ended up being up 2.26% for the day. I did think we'd actually have like a flat day for today. We ended up actually getting a bit of a push to the upside, and we are forming a very bullish pattern right over here. We could see this inverse head and shoulders right here, and it does look like Tesla is set for a nice move for tomorrow because we do have the stock split coming. Now, I want to see Tesla get back into the 900s. I want to show you why I think that's very likely, and that's a very good number to be in when we do get the 3-for-1 stock split, because obviously the 900s could be very easily divisible by 3, and we could actually see Tesla in the 300s after the split on the 25th. So just to clarify everything for you guys, we have the stock split coming on the 25th of August. So basically the way this works is tomorrow Tesla's going to trade normally like how it trades right now. It's going to be in like the 800s, 900s, or whatever, wherever it is. And what's going to happen after tomorrow, after wherever it closes, that's where they're going to take the number. And on the 25th, which is going to be Thursday, that's when we're going to see the split adjusted. So for example, if tomorrow Tesla closes at like 900, just for example, on the 25th, which is going to be Thursday, Tesla's going to open at 300, which is going to be the 3-for-1 split. Now, what that essentially means is I already made a previous video about this, so you guys could check out my video from Saturday if you don't understand the stock splits. You're basically going to have 3 times the shares you originally had, but each share is going to be worth 1/3 what it was worth before. This could bring in more FOMO, more buying pressure, and other things like that. And if you want more details, check out the video I uploaded on Saturday called The Stock Split Explained for Tesla. But anyways, I want to talk about why on earth I think this is going to be pretty good for Tesla. So what I'm essentially seeing is right before the stock split comes, we could actually see some FOMO, some excitement from investors. We could actually see Tesla push up the whole market at least just a little bit. If you look at SPY, it's in a much better position than where it was a couple of days ago, in my opinion. I do think the SPY is actually pretty bearish. I'm going to be honest with you for the next like few weeks, but I do think the SPY could actually get a bit of a bounce and some relief going into tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bounce going into like 414. We could see the SPY came down to about 411. We actually bounced off that, and we basically range traded throughout the entire day, kind of bouncing between 412, 413, and so on and so forth. So it does look like the SPY could close a little bit green for tomorrow, which would actually help Tesla. But in this case, it looks more like Tesla's going to be the one helping the SPY, because Tesla's such a monster. It could really, really push the markets up. Now, I want to talk about something else. The market right now is pretty neutral right now. We're not super bullish or bearish, but we are getting close to the fearful side. So later on, I would anticipate maybe going into like Friday, maybe going into next week. I think it would be a lot more beneficial for the Fed to be more hawkish than more dovish. So we could see the market take bigger hits going into next week. But until then, we have some free time. We have some time to see Tesla and the market push up temporarily for tomorrow. And that's what I think is going to end up happening. So looking at other pieces of data, the price comparisons are very similar between Tesla and the SPY. And if you look at the pairs in terms of their the ratio between them, Tesla tends to have or make bigger moves than the SPY or even the overall market, as its beta tends to be a lot more positive, above 2. This means that if SPY is up like 1%, Tesla could easily be up over 2%. And that's because Tesla is very volatile and a very, very fun stock to trade. Now, for Tesla, what do I essentially see setting up? I'm sure many of you can already catch this. It looks like a clear inverse head and shoulders. If you don't understand what that means, here's an example of it right here. You could see right here, we come on this downtrend. We have a left shoulder that forms. We come all the way down. We can form like a double bottom. Even a triple bottom is possible, but it's very unlikely. But kind of like a double bottom often happens, maybe just one bottom. Then a big bounce off that right back to where this resistance is, which is known as the neckline. We come right back down, forming the right shoulder. Then we get a nice bounce after that. So for Tesla, what I'm essentially seeing is you could see right here, we have our neckline kind of like right here. I'm going to kind of estimate this because I am doing this in real time, but our neckline could be like right about here. And what you'll notice is that Tesla, right here, we had the left shoulder after the downtrend here. We come down, we have the head forming like just like this. And what we're essentially seeing is a bit of a breakout right back to this range to form the right shoulder. So it seems like what could end up happening is Tesla comes down to like 880 and to open, then we slowly start to push up and we get a breakout throughout the day and we push and push and push out of this range well above 900. We should be testing 900 for tomorrow. And once we test it, we could actually fill the gap up here around 908, 909. And this thing could actually rally all the way up to 920. I wouldn't actually hold Tesla back. It's very much in the realm of possibility. Tesla could do very unimaginable things sometimes. So what I'm seeing right now is a pretty nice move by Tesla. We are starting to show signs of the breakout. We could just straight up break out into open, or we could come down temporarily, then push out and break into like the close going into tomorrow. Either way, it's pretty darn bullish. And you can see the comparisons right here. Very, very similar trend, and I do see this happening. If you're not used to seeing this, just pause the video and just look at it carefully. You will see how similar this is. So what I think is going to happen tomorrow is this. So I actually pinpointed our neckline right here. I don't think it has as much significance as these other support and resistance levels. So what I'm seeing, there are two main possibilities, and they basically have the same endpoint in my honest opinion. Tesla could either drop a little bit into open to about 880, get a nice bounce off that, push to the upside and just start rallying throughout the day, break out of this neckline area, which is what I drew like right here. Test 900, trade between 891 and like 900 like this, and slowly we break out of 900 and we start just pushing and pushing and pushing all the way up. It's like 920, 925, something like that. Maybe we get a rejection and close somewhere around maybe like 909, 900, something like that. So that's divisible by 3. So I'm anticipating a move like this. Now, the other possibility would be we don't even come down. We could just start to rally from the very beginning, from the get-go. We just start rallying like this. We start testing 900 right into like open, and we try to break past it. We bounce between 891 and 900, and we essentially have the same thing forming where we just push up all the way up to about 925. I'm just showing you guys like two main possibilities, like whether we do drop into open or not, or if we push up. I think we're going to see a nice move. That's honestly just my opinion. And I think it's very likely because a lot of people are looking at the stock split. They're very excited about it. There could be a lot of FOMO coming in, a lot of buyers stepping in because they want to just get those shares right before. And historically, before the big stock splits, we often see stocks make very big moves, especially Tesla. I don't want to compare Tesla right now to what it did in the past because we are in very different circumstances. But what I could do is show you guys Amazon. Let me show you what Amazon did going to the stock split. I made another video about this, but just to give you guys some context, let me actually go all the way back to like right here. Amazon, I think they already adjusted the chart, so I can't really show you this, but I think it was around June 6th, 2022. That's when Amazon had the split. And you could see going into the split a couple of days before, it started to rally already. They came down a little bit, trading sideways. Then it really started to push up like the day before, right before the split happened. It got a nice move to the upside, but then the whole market did start to take a hit in June, and Amazon did end up coming down after that. So that is something that could end up happening to Tesla after the split. But I'm not necessarily going to talk too much about that. I just think right before the split comes, we're going to see a pretty nice move to the upside. And I want to talk about support and resistance levels now, just in case things don't always go as planned. I do think it's very unlikely though. And I want to talk about where are the key zones you have to look out for. So if Tesla comes down from 889, which is where it closed today, look out for $880 a share. that's what has held us up. And I do think we're going to get a bounce right there. If that doesn't hold us, if somehow there's like something crazy that happens in the market out of nowhere, sometimes there could be very unpredictable events. If something crazy happens, Tesla could come down, and you have to watch out for the 858 range. That's a very key zone for Tesla. That's where we bounced before. So that's just a hypothetical. And I'm just talking about these ranges just so that you're prepared for anything. If this thing pushes up, watch out for firstly 890 is kind of like a resistance level. It's just where our neckline was. It's not major resistance though compared to like 900. I think we could actually soar past 900. That's another resistance level. Then we have 925, and that's where I think Tesla may top for tomorrow. If it's super bullish, the highest place I could see this thing go is like 940, and that would be very unlikely, but it is possible. 940 is the next very key resistance level. So all I'm talking about are support and resistance levels. I'm not saying it's going to just come crashing or anything like that. I'm just letting you know what you also need to be prepared for just in case. But I do seem very fixated on this. I think this is very likely we see a move like this. Either we drop into open and push up, or we just push up throughout the whole day, and we see this thing kind of get that nice breakout going into the split as investors are very excited. Now, as far as technicals go, I want to hide my drawings and show you guys some really cool technicals. If we look at many different indicators, I'm looking at the EMAs right now. On the 5-minute charts, this thing was coming down, and on the 5-minute, we actually start to push above the 200 EMA. But on the longer time frames, it's not necessarily like that. We've already like pushed above that for some time. We did come down, and we didn't necessarily test the 200 EMA yet, but we do look like we're on the verge of seeing a double like 1348 EMA crossover. On the 2 hour, we got a crossover here when this thing was already dropping, but now it looks like it's about to cross again if we do get a nice push to the upside from there. On the daily, how is it looking? We did come down, right? The 1348 EMA crossover was there. We did come down, but we were appearing to make a bit of a bounce here. It almost looks like a double bottom that formed. So I do expect, or I think it's very likely, we push to the upside and we start to see this thing in the 900s. And other indicators to look out for are our MACD, our RSI. So far, they're not showing the big move, but RSI did pick up just a little bit. The MACD is it's curling just slightly, not necessarily that strong yet. But if you look at smaller time frames like the 5-minute time frame, for instance, you're starting to see a bit of a curl on the MACD. RSI is starting to curl up just a little bit, so I do see the momentum and the potential for a bit of a push to the upside. And on the 1 hour time frame, I wanted to use that real quick. We already got the crossover, so it does look like we have some momentum forming, but once again, this is a relatively small time frame, so we'll have to just wait and see how that goes. And right now, another thing people would talk about, if I can make this clear, is let me zoom out just for 1 second. What other people are talking about is the potential of kind of like a cup and handle, depending on how you want to look at it. Some people are saying like this is the cup, this was the handle. I'm not seeing it that way. You could argue that this is trying to look like a very strange cup and handle. I don't really see it that way either. I mean, it is contentious, but either way, I mean, we do look like we have space to push to the upside, at least temporarily. But if the Fed ends up announcing they're going to be pretty hawkish soon, they also have a big meeting coming up on Friday. That's not the big FOMC meeting that's going to be near the end of September, but we have big Fed speakers speaking on Friday. If they announce something big, the market could take a hit. I want to warn you guys about that for the later weeks. For tomorrow, I am more bullish for Tesla in the market, but for the later weeks, downside does seem very likely. Now, with that said, I want to talk about other big things. If you want more information about the stock split, just look at my previous video. Everything you need to know is right there. I uploaded it on a Saturday a couple of days ago. It's about the stock split. You can't miss it. I want to talk about something else that's very big, and that is the fact that from a fundamental standpoint, we're seeing big improvements from Tesla. Right over here, big investors are now talking about the fact that Tesla's cash hoard could hit $500 billion by 2030. Now, I see this as a very, very good thing because of the fact that Tesla is notorious for having some good free cash flow, and they often use this money to really invest in new gigafactories, new updates, new products, really improve the efficiency of their production means. And to me personally, that's a very, very cool thing. If they do have this much cash on hand, there's no telling what they could do with that money. And this really opens a lot of doors for big, big, big things that they could do. So I want to put it out there that I see this as very optimistic for their future. They can invest in more product lines and do other cool things like that. And it really shows how much they've improved throughout the years. So Tesla Herbert also tweeted that 2018, the autonomous driving is impossible. It'll never happen in our lifetime. 2020, Elon said that it's supposed to be here by now. What a liar. 2021, how dare you let 30,000 real testers use it? 2022, oh, sure, it could do complex left turns now, but why isn't it perfect yet? So there's massive truth behind what this person is saying. Elon Musk actually laughed at that. And I want to be honest, the full self-driving technology is not perfect. All right, it's not perfect. There's still lots of improvements to be made, but you have to remember, but there's insane improvement. Just a few years ago, people were saying it's impossible, and we could see there are actually many instances where people have used the full self-driving beta to actually go from to drive for like 20 minutes throughout different cities without even having to interfere. My point is not to say it's perfect, but it is showing massive improvements. And just imagine, we're barely in 2022 at the time I'm recording this. Imagine 2025, 2030, 2035. Imagine how huge this technology is going to be. It's not impossible. It's very possible. We just need time. We need to develop it. The team is working very hard. Elon Musk gave them a shout out yesterday. I think the future is very bright. I'm very bullish. Give Tesla the time it needs. And remember the progress they have made, the amount of people that they proved wrong on a daily basis. It's incredible. With that said, thank you all so much for listening. Have a great rest of the day. I'm more bullish than bearish for Tesla, at least for the short term. I do think we're going to make a nice move. I think it's looking pretty good. So be ready, do what you have to do, and be prepared for anything. Thank you all for listening. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Tesla to the moon because the long-term future is bright, and peace out.